Hello, Mark Miller with Synaptic. This video is intended for internal use only. Please do not share this video with your customers. If you need a video for your customers, check out synaptic.build. We've got plenty of them there. Or feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to assist. Let's talk about the agent force dilemma in healthcare and how we can help address this. So everybody knows the value of agent force, I think especially in healthcare. The websites are fragmented, they're siloed with services and offerings kind of all over the place. Every individual facility you go to has a different structure. These large health networks are really struggling from a patient perspective to modernize, right? There's a real blocker though, and the reason I think we're seeing a lack of adoption in this space is that there's a real challenge with bringing in knowledge from all these different sources, leveraging data cloud to retrieve it out of knowledge is a real challenge. So let's take a real world example of that to illustrate the point. So Orlando Health, lots of hospitals, lots of specialty institutes, outpatient facilities. If you gave me the challenge of building out an agent for this environment, they all have different specialties, they all have different offerings. All of that would have to be curated into a central knowledge base. In that process, I really have two choices. I could make 431 agents and I could make 431 knowledge bases, have them all totally separate, operationally challenging because I now have to have 431 people responsible for that content, right? One per facility is a likely arrangement. The other option is I make one agent and one knowledge base. That certainly sounds like a more reasonable approach, but now I need 431 answers inside of each knowledge article. And basically, I'm signing up to be the curator of that as the Salesforce administrator. So now the challenge becomes how do I get answers into Agentforce in a way that doesn't require knowledge, really is the only thing we need to answer here. So at Synaptic, we are trying to build solutions for Agentforce. We don't want to be another partner just cranking out actions and implementing standard features out of the box. We are actually creating new functionalities to bolt onto Agentforce. We're calling these agent accelerators. So this one today is called Web Scout. It is powering the patient concierge, which I'll be demoing for you shortly. And what it does is provides real-time knowledge from the website with contextual awareness. So as you move through the website, it would give just the information from that website in its answer. Or if you're at for instance, the parent domain and you ask about a specific hospital, it would go and pull that hospital's information. It can leverage one or many hospital websites as you configure it. And all of this is still leveraging the Agentforce framework and the trust layer so that I can get all the value and benefit of Agentforce with normal actions, transfer an agent, all that good stuff. So let me give you a demo of that right now. So what you can see here is a standard Salesforce embedded service, pretty zoomed in, but this is a standard snippet. What I've asked is a question. There's very little setup here. I've gone in and punched in the web address on the back end, but I've asked a basic question about an appointment in Leesburg, and you can see the challenge represented here. It came back and said, hey, these are our Leesburg locations. You know, there's quite a few of them, right? So then I asked, okay, it's with Dr. Karachi. And it said, well, Dr. Karachi is actually Ann Karachi, and she's actually a physician's assistant, and here's where she is, and here's her address. So I'm going to go ahead and again, I did this with virtually zero setup time. So I'm going to go ahead and ask what hospitals focus on cancer. So again, this is going to show that it is searching the active websites within this context. So I'm not using like Google search or pulling in information from outside. It's not going from trained data. This is going from actual real information on the website. So based on what's information is available on the website, it will return some information here. And we can coach it up. This is a standard Agentforce agent. So we can coach it up to offer an ability to set appointments, for instance, or take actions, just like your standard Agentforce actions. This just removes the largest barrier to beginning a project, which is that consolidation of all that information into one place. So I can control it with RAG and prompting, just like I normally do in an Agentforce project. I can just get there very, very quickly based on website information. And as we've discussed in healthcare, that's a really big deal. All right, so let's just summarize these benefits and a little bit of extra information here. So Patient Concierge is powered by Web Scout. Web Scout is the functionality that lets you pull in real-time web information. Patient Concierge is where we're building our healthcare specific agent that's going to have healthcare functionality like booking appointments and things like that, contextual awareness to switch between hospitals as you navigate pages. This delivers on Agentforce functionality in the same way a normal Agentforce project does. So consider it like Agentforce Plus, right? There's no loss of functionality in Agentforce by implementing this. You get all the same functionality that you have now. So that makes this useful for Salesforce customers as well as greenfield targets, which there's a lot of in healthcare. We can traverse complex distributed websites. We can do multiple websites. I showed you one in the Orlando Health demo, but it actually was multiple as it spread down inside the same domain. We can also do multiple domains. So that's not uncommon in health environments where these large healthcare networks are acquiring new hospitals and facilities all the time. So this can accommodate that, no problem. You can just keep adding in additional websites as context and navigate through them. So this removes the administrative burden we talked about, makes it easy to manage, easy to maintain, and I think, frankly, makes it a really good option for large healthcare networks. We get much better results than native website searching. So if you compare our results to Google side by side, this is actually going in and doing things like looking at maps and pulling in location facilities inside of transactional functions. So the results are far, far superior to what you're getting on a normal native web search. Okay, what to do next? If this is interesting to you, we're here to support you. So we can help you in your sale. We can do a demo of this very quickly. You saw how easy it is to set up with Orlando Health. We can do this as a prospect video. It takes us just minutes to do a video of this working on somebody's site. So even if they're not currently talking to you and you want to send them an unsolicited video of Agentforce working on their site, show them what it could look like, feel free to reach out. A typical investment to get started on this is going to be 25 to 50K, depending on their environment. So very, very low initial, both time and investment requirement. So if this is something you're interested in, reach out to Joey or Justin. They can get you scheduled. Their information is below here. Thanks. I hope you found this useful. Have a great day.